Hi guys, Mew2King, and this is going to be part 2 of the online Wi-Fi tier list. I will start with the bottom of high tier. So first I will have Link. Link is quite a good character online. Actually, all the Links are. You have projectiles. I mean, the character is based around projectiles, and you have above average weight. You have bombs you could explode at any moment. You can use them for recovery, edge guarding, ledge trapping. You have a boomerang, arrow, strong attacks, long range. Like, he's just an above average character online. There's not really much to say. Next, I'll have Villager. Villager is basically significantly better Isabel. The character has the same ability to take the projectiles, absorb projectile, pocket it, and throw it back at double power. So if you try to projectile camp the character, it doesn't matter. They don't care. He doesn't care. But you also have a bowling ball to 2-frame people, a tree to ledge trap that is more likely to hit randomly on ledge trapping than Isabel's down B, which is way more useless. You also have the Lloyd rocket, the side B, which is really useful for approaching or just getting an advantage in neutral. Next, I have Game Watch. Now, Game Watch is better and worse in some ways. I've used Game Watch personally a lot online, so I can tell you the differences. Offline Game Watch a lot of time wants to do the precise nair combos. You don't really get these nair combos online as well, because the nair combos, they're like, you want to confirm if it hits or not, and then decide, okay, I landed, they shielded. Do I want to up B or jab or spot dodge or roll or something, or dash away, or like, you have to confirm based on reaction, like what happens and how they reacted. Like, did the fourth hit connect? Did they shield it? Did it miss completely? Like, those 3 scenarios, for example, are very different. You might want to act differently based upon what your reaction to that. Also, when doing the combos, you want to react to, like, if they SDI'd or not, which side they landed on. Basically, Nair, in a nutshell, is nerfed in neutral and in combos. So Game Watch takes significant nerfs from that. However, up air to shield is still very good online. You can still just buffer it. And using the bacon, the neutral, or the sausages, whatever they're called now, your neutral B attack, that's still really good. And you can, like, do camp under battlefield platforms, use it, and you still have the bucket for online, but it's a guess, not a reaction. Next, I have Lucas. Lucas has a very safe neutral air. You can literally just nair, and it's, like, really safe. You can just down smash the 2-frame randomly. Up B is a safe edge guard. PK freeze is a safe edge guard. If you're up B and PK freeze attempts miss, not a big deal. You don't really lose much for it. You still have the PK fire. It's still pretty good. You just have a bunch of projectiles, and you can handle a lot of projectiles thrown at you as long as the energy base with down B. Next, I have Crom and Roy. So I'll just talk about both together. Roy, basically, as you know, or may or may not know, Cola won that $20,000 tournament recently, beating Wrath in the grand finals. Cola used Cloud and Roy the whole tournament, which obviously means both these characters should be at least high tier. So Goblin swears the character isn't very good online, and put him in the worst in a game. But no, that can't be if you're winning. If you're winning a tournament with like 4,000 entrants, obviously he's not a bottom tier character. I would say the character's probably high tier online. You can do things like just side B and try to kill someone. Down tilt, and then it's a 50-50 between if they miss tech in place, or if they tech roll in. Also, they have to make their decision kind of early because of online buff and online lag in addition to that. You have to make your decision super early, so it's basically a true 50-50 guess. Roy has some pretty good stuff, specifically what I named, which means he's killing early. Just from that 50-50 alone, that alone makes him kill early. And yeah, he's just a strong character. Crom's pretty similar. Some people tell me Crom's even better. I've seen it not be too unpopular that Crom's even better, even though I don't think it's better. I don't know if he has better online results, but some people say Crom's even better because you can't really exploit his recovery as hard on reaction, and the combos are more consistent and stuff. But I heard like a big thing is that his recovery is more exploitable offline and not as exploitable online. But anyway, I think both these characters are pretty close, similar section. Next, I'll have Charizard, or the pretty much around where Pokemon Trainer would be too. Charizard's clearly the best of the Pokemon characters online, because you can, in a really laggy connection, you can just side B at any moment, and if you're not respecting it, you can just explode 50%. Like, you're at 50, and he has rage, and he just side B's into you, and you just explode. He also has like up B to shield, with had super armor. He's a heavyweight character. He has a lot of strong moves. Back air can explode you. You just have a lot of good moves. Fire Breath, really consistent, easy to use. Not nearly as good as Bowser's, but still really good. And, you know, being not to mention, he's attached to 2 other Pokemon he can switch out at any moment. Next off, Duck Hunt Dog. Duck Hunt Dog, as you may know, like, projectiles are just buffed online, so specifically the can is the best of them online. But he has can and frisbee and a down B. But even the can alone would make him really, really good. So yeah, you're not going to do all your exact precise setups and all your precise projectile combos, but you can literally just spam and not think too much and just throw out the projectiles and set up early. And as long as these projectiles are out, they have to respect it, and you have all these mix-ups, and if the mix-up hits them, well, guess what? They take damage. But if they somehow evade it or shield it, well, it's not like you're taking damage because it's a projectile. But that's why projectiles are so good online. It's harder to avoid. Next up, Cloud. As I said, Cole used Cloud and Roy in that tournament. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that he used more Cloud than Roy. I don't know if this is true. But I also heard from Salem that Cloud is pretty good online. And Spargo does pretty good online too. So I don't think he's top tier by any means, but I definitely think I think Cloud is definitely better online than offline. If they're camping you, which is going to be very common online, you can really just charge your limit. And you can really just swing, just like forward airs, back airs, into side Bs and stuff, and just try to hit it. Next up, Inkling. Inkling has the up throw up air part's worse, but you're much more likely to connect a roller, which means you can roller them at about 100% and then run up and smash attack them and just have them die. And it's not too hard just to keep jumping in the air and just spamming back air. That works both online and offline. So basically the trade-off for Inkling is that the up throw up air, precise combos and stuff, that's worse, but you got the roller is like significantly buffed. So that means you're going to get kills reliably at 100 unless they're looking specifically for that. Like they have to be like shielding ahead of time or looking forward early ahead of time. Otherwise, you have a high chance of landing it. Next up, Almar. Same thing as before. Projectiles are just so good. You can just keep throwing a projectile. And you also, in addition to that, you also have like really easy combos, like 0 to 50, 0 to 60 with up smash, like double up smash, up air, stuff like that. That works from like 0 to low percent. It can start from 0 or low percents, and it can work for quite a while. That stuff works online and offline, so unlike the other characters who have precise combos that are harder to do, like I mentioned the low and bottom tiers in my last video, this character, the Almar combos are not like that complex and hard to do. So you still get his best combos, but you also get strong projectiles as well. Next up, King K. Rool. King K. Rool is basically a character who is quite bad, but then everything about him is just so much better online. Like, his recovery is harder to exploit online. He's heavy. He's like the second heaviest character. He has several projectiles. He has like a cannonball, and he has a crown. He has super armor on multiple moves, where you can really just nair them or just forward tilt them, or other moves where it's just super armors. And you can just be ignorant and mash online, and if they're trying to react, it's hard unless they're looking for exactly that, and otherwise they won't react as fast. Basically, everything about this character is just better online. Next up, Wolf. In a nutshell, Wolf is literally just run around, laser, and he's basically just laser camp. He's basically laser camp online. Offline, yeah, you can just shield and wait longer than Wolf, but online, the threat window of like where humans can react to it, it's so much smaller. So you're basically going to get hit by the laser from a much bigger threat range than you would offline. So laser becomes super obnoxious. Moves like forward air are worse, but moves like nair are even better because you're not going to parry them as well. So you can literally just jump around the stage, left or right randomly with nairs, and there's laser online, and just get good results. Next we'll have Ganon. Ganon is extremely good online. His only weakness, really, is projectiles and characters that can gimp him. But if the character cannot wall him out projectiles the whole time, then the character is really, really good online. You can literally just forward smash online randomly. Like I had a Ganon play me in a one-stock match and forward smashed me at 30 and I lost. I didn't even realize it was one-stock until I was like, wait, the match just started. Why am I getting the flash when I only took 30 damage in the first 20 seconds of the match? And it was like, oh. But yeah, Ganon, you can literally just short hop nair over and over. You can literally just throw out the down B, side B, or whatever. You can just throw out the smash attack, and you're almost never going to get punished for these things. Because it's like, oh, and you could just go for trades the whole time. You could just be ignorant and mash and go for trades. Even if you only win neutral, like, less than like 1/3 of the time, you're still probably winning because of your attack power, your damage output, and your KO power. I think Bowser's next. I'd have a Bowser very similar to Ganon. I'm not really sure who's better online. They're both really, really good heavies online. Some Bowsers don't like Bowser online because you can't do the up throw combos as well. But I still managed to make it work. I can't up throw nair, but I can still up throw fair and up throw up air online. You just buff for the first jump and then time the second one. Fire Breath is really good. Koopa Claw is not as good, but up air shield's extra good. So like basically like offline you want to Koopa Claw more, online you just want to mash up B more. You can literally just be ignorant and just go for trades if like you can just be ignorant. But if you're heavy, you can just be ignorant and just go for like trades until you learn their habit. Like, let's say I wanted to like spam forward air Bowser, but then I noticed that they're always shield grabbing me. Well, the next time I might do landing fire breath or landing side B or landing down B, or like if I know they're gonna shield every time. Or I just learn their habits, and most people don't change it up too much. Especially I know online you can't really react. So like online, if I do like Bowser's up B, they might block it, but then unblock at the end because they didn't realize they'd shielded it successfully because the reaction time's nerfed. But then offline, that same up B they block, they're just gonna block the whole thing every time. So it's like up B to shield is like extra good online because people like block and unblock. So I can just be brainless and spam up B and hope it works in situations that wouldn't work as well offline. Yeah, that's it. Koopa Claw's worse. Like some things are worse, but overall the character is clearly better online. I definitely think this character is within the top 20 in the entire game online. His only weakness is handling projectiles, but he's just really good across the board. Next, I'll have Toon Link. Toon Link, especially on Battlefield, where you can just jump around the platforms because he jumps so high. You can really just jump around, evade people the whole time, and throw out bombs. And also throw out, like, be annoying if they're like the boomerang and the arrows. But it's really hard to hit him. He has super high running speed, really good up B at a shield. Any projectile like bomb or boomerang into the forward air kills really, really early. He's really fast. He's really hard to hit. If they have a laggy connection, it's really hard to hit him. You have to like guess the human flow chart. Like you have to just assume the human is going to do something very predictable, or the same thing over and over, and learn their flow chart. Because you can't just react. You have to plan way in advance and hope that they're dumb. Just never change it up. It's really a hard. One of Toon Link's best stages happens to be Battlefield, just because the character jumps so high, so you can just jump around with the bombs really well, and that's also really good. Next, I'll have NESS. You all know about PK Fire, but I think you can just DI, like, I think it's away or up and away or down away or something, and you can just get out of it really fast. So it's not nearly the same level of PK Fire as before, but it's still NESS online. You still can you can handle projectiles so well if you're bat, and especially your down B. You can edge guard with your yo-yo. Your down smash can like just kill Gimp or edge guard people so easily with the down smash at the edge. You could up B to edge guard them or get free damage for juggles or offline. Kill people really early. But yeah, he's just one of those characters where he's just clearly better online. He's definitely at least high tier online. Next, I'll have Palutena. Palutena, even though the character's like probably top 5 offline, the character's still really good online. You still have the neutral B projectile, you still have the side B projectile. On a laggy connection, you might get hit by the side B before you realize it even happened. If they try to projectile camp you, not only can you camp them with your own projectiles back, you can also reflect at any moment you want with the counter. It's hard to edge guard. Not quite as broken as her offline self, but that's not saying much. I mean, I still think she's clearly top 20, maybe even better. In fact, I might even be underrating her by putting her here. Next, I'll have Sans, or Meat Gunner. It's pretty much as obvious and self-explanatory as it sounds. Projectiles are just better online. You just throw out the projectile, it's harder to avoid. Offline, you can avoid it. Online, it's harder to avoid, assuming there's enough lag. So you just throw out grenades, you throw out missiles, get your charge shot. You have either a reflector or something to absorb things. You have a ways to out-camp people. Like, you can beat other projectile users, and also make it so if they have a projectile, you can camp them even better than they can. And if they don't have a projectile, you can it doesn't matter. Like, you can just keep throwing out like the rolling mine bomb, the missiles, get your charge shot up, roll away. Like your slow running speed and like a bad roll and running speed doesn't matter as much because they can't react to when you're going to do it unless you do it in the same pattern every time. Under that same concept, I have the Belmonts. Next, Simon and Richter, really, really good online. You just throw out the side B, and if it hits, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. When they're at the edge, you just throw the down B, and you can just throw axes, and these moves are really, really hard to avoid online. And his recovery is harder to exploit offline too, so you can't really like follow them with your eyes exactly where they're going to be. They could just use their forward air to recover online, but really, if you're not playing on a great connection, they can literally just mindlessly dash away side B, and then throw either the axe or the down B next, or you do a down tilt and then do the 2 hits, like the kick 1 and the second kick at different patterns, and then just roll away. And every time you hit their shield, they have like a frame 6 up B at a shield, which does a good amount of damage, which is really, really useful. They have a lot going for them for online, where it's really hard to deal projectiles. Next, I have Banjo-Kazooie. If you've ever played a Banjo-Kazooie online in a really laggy environment, you know that their golden feather side B is obnoxious. They can literally just spam side B all the time. You get 15 of them in a game, in a 3-stock game, or 5 per stock. Offline, you can literally just be like, okay, I'm just going to wait for it to react. Online, from a mid-range distance, on a bad connection, it can hit you before you can even react with shield. That's how ridiculous it is. And that thing does like 20 damage or more. So it's like a lot of damage, and they're invincible when they do it. Like, you literally have to be assuming the Banjos is going to do the side B every time. Like, because the thing is, to beat Banjos online, you have to, like, know they're doing the side B. They could just not do it, but most people aren't that smart, and they're just going to keep doing it because they're used to it working. And they're like, oh, this has always worked for me in the past, so I just keep doing it. Which, you know, makes sense. But that's pretty much like, that move alone makes their threat range, their threat window, way bigger than it should be. Next, I will talk about the top tiers. I'll have Pac-Man at the bottom of this list. Pac-Man is really good at, like, timing you out, forcing timeouts, or just playing the long game. If you don't want to play the long game back, it's like giving Pac-Man just takes the free win from you. Like, just throw the fire hydrant down, go behind it, get fruits. There's a lot of good fruits you can get. Like, you throw the spaceship, it goes in a loop-de-loop. You can throw it a little yellow pudding, or you can throw the key. Like, all three of those are really, really good. Like, the last three he can charge up, those are really, all of them are extremely good for different reasons. And when he has one of those three, he can just combo you well, kill you well, ledge trap you, unreactable attacks. A character built on projectiles is just going to be a lot better online. And like, this character is another example. Like, if you ever fought a good Pac-Man under a laggy connection online, you know what I'm talking about. Next, I have Snake. A lot of people play Snake online because it's so easy, in a sense that, like, all you have to do is keep spamming grenade. Like, just grenade, 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 trade. The trades are good for him. Shield, roll, walk back and forth. If they explode, great. If you trade, that's also fine. Get him to the ledge, you just up smash. It's literally as easy as just up smashing. Like, you just up smash. Even if you punish Snake, Snake will just hit you back with the up smash. He's heavyweight. It's hard to be precise and make sure that he's stuck in disadvantage. Like, taking advantage of his disadvantage is even harder online. Like, aiming at his feet precisely to make sure that you hit him but not hit the grenade. That's a lot harder to do online because you can't be as precise and consistent. He can just spam up smashing grenades pretty much, and it's just really, really good. And that's also why you see a lot of Snakes online. They're successful at a lot of levels of play. Next, I'll talk about Mega Man. Another issue of projectiles are amazing. Mega Man has the Leaf Shield. He has pellets. He has pretty much, he has a lot of different projectiles. He has like a forward smash. He had pretty much all of his special attacks are projectiles. Like, it's just really hard to like try playing Jigglypuff. Like, Jigglypuff's an average or above average character online, right? Try playing Jigglypuff against a skilled Mega Man online. It's like impossible. Like, you can't do anything. It's already hard enough to deal with him offline, but online you can't even react. There's no reaction. You literally just go in and hope that you get lucky, assuming that you're playing a good Mega Man. Next, I have Young Link, similar to what the concept before, projectiles. Not to mention, there's a lot of Young Link successful, both offline and online, especially online recently. You can literally just keep throwing the projectiles out. Throw out the dash away boomerang, combo this to forward air, move around with the bombs. Fire arrows. Young Link doesn't even need the bombs because boomerang and fire arrows are so good. Like, even if Young Link didn't have bombs, just from dash away boomerang into combo into like forward airs, fire arrows, you can really just spam it. It's unreactable online. It's good offline, but it's extra good online. You really just throw it out and has a high chance of hitting. Put them in disadvantage. Get some free damage and put them in disadvantage. Frame 7 up here to shield. It's not the best, not the worst. And all your moves have basically there's like 2 or 3 areas you have that have like only 6 frames landing lag. So you can basically just like do whatever random stuff you want. And a lot of characters have there's a lot of successful Young Links online. Even I play Young Link online. He's one of my best online characters. I don't even play him. I don't even practice Young Link online. He's one of my better online characters just because how good the character is online. So next I have King DEDEDE. I think DEDEDE is ridiculously good online. A lot of characters can't handle Gordo. So characters who can't handle Gordo easily, especially online because it's harder to be precise. Like offline, you can use your attack to precisely hit the Gordo without trading with it or whatever. That's harder to do online. Depending on the matchup, like if Bowser uses Fire Breath on the Gordo, it will just go through the Fire Breath and hit Bowser. But then there's also like a lot of other moves will just hit. Like you throw it out, a certain area or something, and you can hit the Gordo without. And depending on the character, it may or may not trade. Like it'll either trade, or you can win without trading. And that precise situation affects how good your character is against DEDEDE a lot, especially online. Also, DEDEDE is super heavyweight. You're not really going to gimp him. And when you're on the ledge, he's like, depending on the matchup, sometimes he's the best ledge trapper in the game against like characters who can't get off the ledge easily. And when you do get hit, you get hit with like a smash attack. Like you get hit by the Gordo, which does a lot of damage, or you try to like ledge roll and get down smashed, or stand up and get forward smashed, or jump into the Gordo. Like there's no clear best option. He can just really take advantage of a lot of characters who are like big heavy characters who can't get off the ledge, or characters who can't handle it. Not to mention, because there's so much lag, if you've ever played a really laggy connection against a DD who just spams Gordo that has a brain and isn't going to do the same thing every time, you'll see the huge advantage that Gordo has. But again, this is also a thing that like this is super matchup based. Like some characters handle it a lot better than others. But regardless, the character is very good online. I think this character is ridiculously good online. Next I have Zero Suit. Now Zero Suit, pretty much the whole playstyle of Zero Suit is pretty much just down B and run away in timeout. And apparently there's been successful players that have played online recently that have just been using that exact strategy to get wins. And apparently it's really hard to catch Zero Suit who just wants to timing out online. Because online, it's harder to like chase them with your eyes. Because like it's not the easiest thing offline, but like online, you can't really chase people. The thing with online is running away is broken because let's say you're looking at them and over here, by the time you try to aim at that spot, they could have already chosen if they want to go left or right or any direction by then. So like it is basically the short version is just 10 times harder to chase people online. So that alone makes her amazing online, as long as you play that degenerate style. Next I have Yoshi. Now Yoshi is just solid online across the board. Like you have eggs, which are really hard to deal with. You have like the down air, which can like, it's usually gonna shield poke at some point, and then you can hit them, get like combos. You can go for edge guards, and if you miss, it's not a big deal. It's heavy, so you're not gonna kill him anytime soon. It's hard to edge guard him online because he can just protect himself with eggs randomly. You're not going to gimp him, so there's no way to cheese him back. He moves really fast left and right in the air, and you can literally just run up and shield and narrow the shield and just hit you really fast. It's really hard. It's hard to like objectively explain why the character is so good online, but from personal experience and also observing other people's opinions and some results, all of them point to Yoshi being an extremely good online character. So yeah, I would say Yoshi's a top tier online character. Next I have Rob. Unlike other combo characters, who can do very big combos. So a lot of other characters, like I mentioned earlier, like Sheik and Pichu, in my last video, how like they have really long combos, but they can't zero to def you, or they can't do their combos as accurately. Rob can still do his nair into gyro, into like nair side B, whatever combos, where he can just hit you from like the middle of the stage. Maybe not the middle of the stage, but like the middle right side of the stage, and drag you across the stage, and then kill you on the right side, like stuff like that. He has a lot of ways of doing that, and that actually works just as well online too. Not to mention he has the gyro for ledge trapping. Gyro in general is just really good. It's harder to pick it up. It's really, you could just throw it at any moment to hit them. It's harder to react to. You also have lasers. You're above average in weight. It's hard to edge guard you. They can edge guard you back. At any moment, they can just try to go for a YOLO side B to trade the stock and win in their favor. Their combos aren't nerfed. Their ledge trap is just as good just as obnoxious as it's ever been, even better. Character's just really, really good online. And there's also successful Robs online too. Like, fight Robs online all the time. They still def combo you all the time. Like, you def combo you offline and online. But you also have those benefits of the projectiles and everything else I just said. So the character is very good online from all aspects. Next I have Sonic. I think Sonic's one of the best characters online. As you saw, Raph got second place at this online tournament recently. Now obviously he's a good offline player too, but from what I've been observing and reading from other top players, they all seem to think that Sonic is an extremely good online character because it's very hard to hit him. And Sonic has like the side B and down B, which he can spin through you, and it has a high chance of shield poking, and then you can do all these unreactable mix-ups. Also, you can literally just homing attack at any moment, like even in neutral or recovery or just in the air or after he spins through you. Just any random time and homing attack, and it's like harder to react to it. Even if you shield it, you might miss the forward air to shield punish because online lag. Just basically, he can just run away from you really hard. It's hard to hit him. You can threaten timeout, and if you try to go after him, you can literally just do random attacks that you can't react to. All these spin mix-ups. He's just really, really good online. Now talking to characters that, in my personal opinion, are the best two online. I'll start with Samus. Samus and the laggy connection is one of the most broken characters ever. And I'm talking laggy connection. Basically, you just charge up your charge shot. And basically, when you shoot it, it does like over 30 damage, but you can't eat, like if it hits you from like 0, you can actually, if it hits at 0, you can actually combo off it. You can actually charge shot, hit them, down throw, and then jump nair, and then short hop nair, and that does like 45 damage or so. You have a frame 6 up B at a shield, kind of like Richter, which is also really, really good. You basically have the Richter up to shield, and you can land on the top platform on Battlefield like immediately, which is really nice. But it also, did you know Samus's up air also acts like a sword? It like goes through a lot of moves. So basically, when you're throwing the projectiles and they try to jump at you, you can just go in with your short hop aerial, short hop up air, or short hop forward air. And there's a very high chance Samus is just going to beat your attack with Samus's forward air or Samus's up air. And it's just going to beat your attack. And they literally just flowchart, run away, charge a charge shot, shoot it at a random time. Oh, you can't react to this, by the way. So let me be clear. Offline, you can react at like 2 or 3 times the distance. Online, the threat window is like doubled. So basically, you could be like almost halfway across the screen, and you still might get hit before you could shield the attack because you can't react. So that projectile, I'd say that's the best projectile in the entire game online. Because when you're already charging it, you can release it almost immediately. They can't react anytime soon unless the connection is super, super god tier. So yeah, Samus, ridiculously good online, specifically because charge shot. Also, you still have things like put them at the ledge, constantly do bomb. If they normal stand, they're screwed. If they don't, whatever, not a big deal. And you still have the grab, it's combos at low percents. And you can just throw them for the combo or throw them into disadvantage. Character's super amazing online. Next, I'll have Zelda. I think Zelda is the best character in the game online. I think she is #1. And here's why. If you're playing in a laggy connection, Zelda can do things like teleport into you, and before you can react with shield, before human reaction time kicks in for you to shield, even in neutral, you get hit by it. So you basically halfway across the stage, she teleports into you mindlessly, and offline, you can literally just like, okay, well, I'm just going to react to that and shield. But online, because the input delay and like because of the combination input delay and the online lag, if the connection is bad enough, it's actually a true combo. So her threat window is basically half the entire screen. So you can literally just teleport into you and explode you at any random moment. This also means it's harder to edge guard her too. Like it's harder to threaten her and make her and bait her to do it early. You basically have to like be on the stage shielding and accept that you're not really getting a big punish. Like you could go for a 2-frame, but then she could just teleport into you. You're halfway across the stage, she can just teleport into you. If you played on their laggy connections, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've never experienced what I'm saying, it's just because you haven't played a connection bad enough. But that's just like the tip of it. Like that's one of the major things I think is the main reason. There's also like not like her down B, obviously it's buffed from before. Does 3 extra damage. You can literally just throw that out, let the knight fight. If the knight hits, great, it's like 20 damage. And if it doesn't hit, it's not that big of a deal because it's not like you lost anything. Your knight losing neutral doesn't really matter. It's not damaging you. So that's another thing that's really good. And then you also have like the neutral B. The neutral B, if you fight Zelda online in neutral B, you can like, okay, I saw your move, I blocked it or whatever, and now I'm going to punish you for free. By the time you react to that move, when you react to that move online, because of human reaction time and the online delay plus lag, she can already throw out a second neutral B in a row. So basically, neutral B to neutral B is basically a true online combo just because there's too much lag. By the time human reaction time kicks in, she's already starting the next one because it gives you like invincibility like super early. So, and then not to mention that also reflects other projectiles, so she can camp herself, but she can also handle other projectiles thrown at her. And so basically, she has neutral B, which is like super broken online, and a down B, which even got buffed since the last patch, and then the up B, which she can use to teleport into you, the true combo from halfway across the stage. I don't know why more people don't use this character. I think she's clearly, if not the best, one of the best in the entire game online. Keep in mind, this is all my opinions. This is online tier list. I've been playing online for like about a year now, so these are my personal experiences. In addition to observations and talks with other top players, I've talked with Salem. I've thought about this on my own. I have like over a year experience, and then like I've observed some online tier lists and discussions because I follow a lot of top people in Ultimate. So it's a combination of all this. This is my tier list. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. See you guys around.